Hi guys, just before we get into the video, the content which we're going to be covering in this video is completely based on our own perspectives and opinions. None of this should be taken as impetus to move and do something in terms of your investments. We're not SEBI registered investment advisors, nor do we claim to be. We hope that you exercise caution and risk in whatever ventures you take, and we wish you the best. And please do not treat this as investment advice. This is just both of us discussing ideas with each other with a camera turned on.
Yes. Your investment should be done with a good SEBI registered advisor, and it should be done slowly and prudently, not haphazardly by watching a video. Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. In our continued installments of American stocks, I thought today we will talk about the giant Amazon and what's happening in Amazon, how they're trying to find new ways to compete with the competition they're facing. Does it make sense or not for Amazon is what we're trying to talk about. So by the end of the video, hopefully you'll understand what Amazon is doing, why they're doing it, what is the strategy behind it, and what is the competition doing to Amazon. So Sashwath, what's happening in Amazon?
So before we move into Amazon in the US, let's take the Indian example. A lot of you must have seen ads on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever social media platforms you use of Temu and or Temu and Shein and these companies advertising their low-cost goods, which sometimes it'll say within 100 rupees or within 150 rupees for something which you'd probably pay 700 rupees for. And you're basically very surprised and shocked. And some of you think it's a scam, and a lot of the times they do offer sub-quality stuff. But the point being that these companies have been giving stiff competition to Amazon, because Amazon is not a company which engages in exactly the same type of model they do.
No.
Yeah. So today we look at how Amazon, a global giant, is now adapting and trying to be as nimble as their competition and trying to move into an area where Temu and Shein have been giving Amazon the boot. So this is the news. So Amazon is planning to fight back against rising competition by creating a new discount section on their Amazon website. So on the homepage, this is basically a section with low cost, ultra low cost goods, and it'll take a little more than the 2 or 3 day. So us in India, we're used to 3-4 days for the Amazon delivery to come by, but those in the US usually get same day or 2 day delivery at most. So for those who are willing to wait a little longer for their delivery, they are going to get cheaper goods, which are extremely low cost. They're going to be directly shipped from China all the way to the US, and it's going to be air shipped apparently. And these goods are going to have so the way Amazon is making this low cost is that there's a loophole called the de minimis loophole in US law, which says that it translates to too small for the law to care, which basically means that if the value of your package is below $800, then there's no duty you have to pay on it, which is a big loophole which companies like Temu and Shein have been exploiting. So they've been shipping out goods, sometimes declaring it well below the $800 value, and most goods which people buy from Shein and Temu are nowhere close to 800, and they haven't been paying any duties on this, and they have been able to undercut Amazon. Because how Amazon works is, if we're sellers, we import from China, pay duty on it, and then we sell to US consumers in the US. But Amazon is now saying that we're going to build our own warehouses in China, and we're going to talk to Chinese sellers, and we're going to ship it out directly from China in individual packages, thereby using the same advantage to give Shein and Temu good competition. So what do you think about Amazon getting into the space?
Well, they have to. I mean, it makes sense, because one of the old quotes are, offense is the best form of defense.
Right.
So the best way to defend yourself is to take to your enemy and start poking and prodding them in their own backyard. So that's what Amazon is trying to do. The thing about Amazon is it's always done this. And they're the ones who created the companies like Temu and Shein by creating Amazon Basic. So Amazon first started as a portal where it was an online market. So you had something to sell, you bring it to Amazon and you can sell it there. And that was the gameplay for a while.
It started off with books, right?
Yeah, with books. Yes. So then what happened was, along the line, Amazon realized, hey, hang on a minute. This guy is manufacturing it in China and he's using my portal to sell it. I might as well manufacture it under my own brand name and discount it even further and make a better profit and sell. So any product that came to Amazon will immediately see, because it knows the sale volumes of the product, it can back-end calculate how much volume of sales is happening and how this product is selling. So they'll backward engineer it in China in a warehouse, and ship it as Amazon Basic. And everything is available on Amazon Basic, including your action cameras, tripods, you name it. And all of them will be whatever the premium quality is, it will be discounted from that. So Amazon started giving a lot of manufacturers and creators a headache, and a lot of them complained about it, but there's nothing really you can do about it because Amazon spread completely around the globe, and there is no unified law or way to combat this. So a lot of people gave up on it. So what did these Chinese companies do? They said, okay, this is what Amazon does, we can do this too. So they created these portals, Temu and Shein, and they said if Amazon is making $20 profit, I don't need $20. I'll even do happy with $2. So they took Amazon's gameplay and they turned it on Amazon, and they started just dumping stuff in US. Because for them, volume is what's important. Right. Like Sashwath said, they don't care about single piece. They're not trying to make art. They're just trying to dump. So that too, now the Chinese consumers are become very weary of spending money locally in China. The domestic spending freeze happened because of what's happened in China economically with the property market. So there's not really any traction in domestic market in China. These guys have taken it and said, all right, we'll dump it in US where there's lots of traction. And that too with a strong dollar, it gets even cheaper for them. Each time the Fed drops the rate and keeps the rates where they are, it makes things harder and harder for Amazon and all other guys who are manufacturing and trying to bring it into US at dollar cost. These guys are making in China at low cost as this. And as the dollar gets stronger, they can drop it even further. More than saying, okay, let's make more money since a dollar, these guys are saying, why? We're still happy with the little profit we are making because our volumes are huge and they're dumping. And the problem is, in US right now, you may say whatever you want locally, but when it comes on an individual level, everybody wants cheap. Nobody wants to spend money.
Yeah.
If I can get the same product, though I might be a Republican and I might be saying no to China and vote for Donald Trump, but when it comes to my own personal choice, if you lo and behold, they're willing to buy a Chinese product, they'll be like, why? Why go to Walmart or wherever and pay $10 or $5 for this when I can get it for half a dollar? And I can ship it, even if it doesn't come, even if it's a worthless product, I only spend hardly anything. I spend $1 or $2. If it doesn't work out, no problem. I can always go to Walmart. The upside is huge. So consumers are also in the US, they look one way outside the poll box, but when they go inside, we do not know what the voter is doing.
Yeah.
The same thing is true across consumers in the US.
Hey guys, I'm going to quickly interrupt this video to announce that we have successfully launched our Substack, where we talk about companies, US markets, European markets, and Japan as well. And these insights are going to be delivered straight to you to your email as well as the Substack app. We hope you go check it out. The link is moatinvesting.substack.com. The link will be on the screen right here and also in the description. Thank you for checking it out.
This is what's leading. And you can see the presence of this in TikTok and in Instagram, in the US especially, where influencers are pushing brands like Temu and Shein. They did have a lot of backlash, mind you, because it's from China, claims of, child labor, environmental. So what they did is they rounded up some influencers, flew them all the way there, and, did one show saying that nothing is there. And these guys came out, some of the influencers got backlash also, and immediately they backtracked. But the point of that media campaign was achieved, that it created more news about these companies. More people Googled these companies. More people downloaded these apps and started buying more. Because simple reason, it's so cheap. Everybody wants to save money. So they may say a lot of things outside, but inside everyone's got it on their phone and everyone's buying it. So Amazon's realized this, that the only way to fight this is
to join them.
If you can't beat them, join them. So they're also trying to do the same thing. Will it succeed? That is a tough one to say. Because you're not known for this. That's a basic problem for Amazon. Amazon, you're not known for this, so to push this is difficult. But one advantage Amazon does have is it has a huge moat. It has brand loyalty, and Amazon's very sticky that way for people. People who buy on Amazon usually tend to keep buying on Amazon. So, if you see it cheaper, the point is, will you be able to shift customers who are using Temu and Shein, force them to switch over to this? It's a wait and watch. But Amazon has one advantage. They're an American company. So they can freely work in all Western areas and countries like India where we're allied with democracy and democratic ideas. While Shein and Temu will find it hard because they're considered Chinese and governments can say they're hostile. Like in India, I don't think Temu and Shein are very much operational in India. I think they're not allowed to ship to India directly. I think through other intermediaries only they're allowed to send it into India. This is my take on it. Will they succeed? I don't know. We'll have to wait and watch. But it's not going to hurt Amazon as much as it.
They have enough money to throw
Exactly.
it into something
Exactly.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah. They can give products for free for years.
Yeah.
You know, they can just say, and that's what very famously, it's a technique used, which the British Empire was the one who was famously who did this. What they'll do to their local competition is, one is strangle the law because they're ruling the country. The other is they'll do a price war. Well, they'll drop the price to absolutely nothing and make sure the competition gets decimated even before it can take root. So they'll have a short-term loss. They might have short-term pain. But what the net result upside is, the competition, local competition is snuffed out. So Amazon might be able to do that. Like Sashwath said, they have a lot of money.
And one more thing which is added to this picture, another element, surprise element, if you will. Countries like the US and EU are now looking at actually taxing these even at a cost to themselves. Because looking at each individual package compared to the revenue you get is very expensive, which is why they don't do this. But now, political reasons, with Donald Trump talking about anti-China and don't buy from China, keep jobs within our own shores, that has basically led to policymakers considering levying taxes on these smaller packages, which might put an end to this business model altogether, is what some analysts are saying. But the other ones are saying, look, it's going to be too expensive to implement. They're probably going to do random checks, which lead to nothing. And on a whole, it's going to be very difficult to stop this.
And the problem is, when you do that, you shoot yourself in the foot. Companies which are there in your own home country, which are using this method to do business, they'll also be mixed in the lot. It's very hard. It's like 10,000 nails are coming in. You cannot check them individually, but only half are from Temu or Shein. And what are you going to do? You can't randomly check. What happens when you do random checks is it clogs up the ports.
Yeah.
The customs and checks and everything gets clogged up. And then what used to clear out in 2 weeks, 3 weeks will suddenly take months
2 months,
to clear.
3 months, yeah.
And it'll create a huge backlog, and consumers will get fed up and start banging on politicians' doors saying, what do you do? Then they'll have to relent.
And that's a very real problem, because drop shipping is a big business in the US, where let's say I'm a Chinese producer. I am located in China and he's a drop shipper and citizen of the US. He opens up a business. He collects orders from 10 people and sends it over to me, and I satisfy those orders and give him the updates, and he keeps in touch with the consumers. So he's the middleman who makes a lot of the money, because he basically enables me, a Chinese company, to sell freely in the US. So without him, that business would be unable to work. But because he's there as a drop shipper, this Chinese...
It's legal.
Yeah, it's legal. So the Chinese producer can reach out to those individuals.
This happens all over the Middle East. It's even happening in India.
Yeah.
After the accounts you see in social media and Instagram, which you think are Indian companies and you're ordering from, they're exactly what Sashwath is doing. They don't even probably have an office. They just have some registered place, and that's about it. To go to their website and find out where they are, it's next to impossible, because they're not even, by law, unless you're a limited company of some sort, you don't need to publish anything and everything. And your volumes are so small. It is a big hassle for the government to put its long arm and its slow process of chasing you and stamping you out. So they'll say, let it go.
And now this bill puts a dent into that kind of business. So we'll have to see what this also means for local entrepreneurs in the US and in Europe. Because if they really do enforce this, it's going to come at a cost to the taxpayer, and it's also going to come at a cost to these entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and this whole notion that it's all because of globalization, or it's because of it's not that. It is that we human beings get used to certain products at a certain level, and a certain accessibility. Suddenly to say you cannot buy cameras, you cannot buy phones, you cannot buy, no one's going to like it. They'll all be up in arms, believe it or not. Though people get upset about immigration, that if you are prevented from enjoying things you're enjoying right now, because you're saying it's for the greater good, suddenly you'll be accused of being a communist.
No, and the problem with anti-immigration is that these aren't jobs your people themselves want.
Yeah.
But this is something which has been fanned and flamed, where economists don't understand, or rather fail to, see why this is happening, because these aren't jobs which you particularly want to do. Most of, Americans don't want to work as, let's say, a plumber or someone who cleans the washrooms in public toilets over there.
Or even work in a garment factory and be like in a sweatshirt.
Yeah, but these are the kind of jobs which are being outsourced, but they somehow have successfully fearmongered the South, especially, into thinking that they're losing high quality jobs abroad, which is very surprising to me, because even if you bring in anti-immigration laws, high quality jobs like those of labor arbitrage in the IT sector.
Well, you can see the British have started to realize that after 14 years of this kind of fear-mongering
Yeah,
and having the conservatives rule them, this election is a real
washout.
Yeah, because they're just fed up of it.
Hmm.
They said, okay, enough of this fear-mongering, enough businesses have been lost, our lives have been ruined, our cityscapes have changed in the last 10 years, and the so-called austerity measures have not helped. It's just a nightmare. And not that saying the Labour has any creative ideas to fix all this,
Yeah,
but they just don't want this. It's more of an opinion on the Conservatives than a vote of confidence on Labour, what's happening. And this is true for all these countries, even across Europe, where it was all liberal democracies. And yes, they had open borders and everything, but there also they failed to address the main issues. That's why you see both sides flipping to the other side. For a simple reason, people are fed up of just empty promises. Anyway, we got digressed into other things which we really didn't want to get into. We do hope you found it informative and entertaining, as always. And Amazon is still too expensive to be considered in any shape or form. But this was just a discussion on how Amazon as a company does this and how other companies can learn from Amazon's playbook and work with their competition. Like in our previous video, we were talking about Nike. Yeah, so Nike can also definitely learn something from Amazon. We hope you did find this informative and entertaining as always. It was nice having you with us today, and we'll see you in the next one soon. Bye.
thank you.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.